What's up guys? In this lesson we're going to be checking out one of Red Hot Chili Peppers' most famous hits, Under the Bridge. What we're going to take away from this lesson is we're going to look at the intro, which I have a lot of, I guess a lot of requests to learn that. And we're going to take, what we want to take away from that are a few of the techniques, a few of the different chords that we're going to be playing. There's some hammer-ons and some, you're playing with a pick and with separately with your finger at the same time. We're also going to be looking at the bar chords for the verse, and also the chorus as well, and we're going to be talking a little bit about the scale tone harmony, so the order of chords that happen in that section. So let's get straight into it. Here we go with the intro. Okay guys, so to start off with, we're moving from a D major to an F sharp minor. I'm just going to show you those chords, okay? So the way that we're going to be playing the D major is, it's basically like our C major shape down here, okay? So if you know that chord, put the C, but use it do it without using your first finger. So what I'm going to be doing here is, that way I'm playing a C chord. I'm going to drag this up one fret. By doing that, this is now my root note. It's no longer C, it's a C sharp, but I would have to bar down here. And we're going to go up one more fret, and now the root note's moved up from C to C sharp to D. So what we're doing with our first finger is we're basically just dragging the nut up here, so we continue using this shape. This is come from a system called the caged system, which I won't go into here, but just so you know, this is now a D major. Now with our first finger, we are really only barring the bottom three strings, or even in fact only these two, the first and the third. But I think it's a good idea just to get in the habit of kind of barring almost like the whole lot. I think it's a good technique, and I think it helps you just have a little bit more pressure on those strings. So now that's a D. If I was to take this up, it would keep going: D, D sharp, E, F, F sharp, G, and so on. We're not going to go up there. Let's stick down here. So we have, here's our D major chord. So our intro riff, it's based on this shape here, and you just got to hold that on for the moment. There's a little bit of a run, but I'm just going to show you the next chord that we're going to. Now this is an F sharp major. Now the root note is on the E string, F sharp here. So this has come from an E major shape, same sort of idea. If you play E major without using your first finger, we have the open E as our root note. If we slide this up one fret, and now we bar the entire first fret, our root note has gone from an open E to an F. One more fret gives us an F sharp. So there are our two chords. D major to an F sharp major. Okay, there are our two chords for the intro. Now, let's get into it. So, we're starting on the D major. What we're going to be doing with our pick in our right hand is you're going to be hitting the D root note on the A string, and I would use your second finger. You're going to be hitting the second string. So that's the first note of the song. So we have, and you might want to just check out the picking pattern here as well that we're going to be doing. We've got, let me play that again for you. So I'm just simply holding that D shape on, and I'm going one more time. Now the next part in my left hand, I'm going to take this chord shape off, and I'm playing a little bit of a run down to the F sharp. It's going to go like this. So we're going third finger on the fourth fret on the A string, first finger on fret 2 on that string, same two notes but on the E string. We're going to go 4, 2, the open A string, now the third finger on the fourth fret on the thicker string. That's our run. And then from here we need to hit that F sharp major straight away. So the hard part here is getting that chord straight on. Once again in my right hand, I'm going to be hitting the pick with, using my pick on the top string. Second finger, once again playing the second string in my right hand there. Let me play that again for you. So far. After that, we have another run with our left hand here. We're going to be starting on the fourth string. So we're going fourth fret, second fret, the open string, then fret number 2 on the A string. That's a little bit of a different run to the one before. Let me play you so far what we've got. Here we go. the tricky part here, going back into the D. So once we've gone here, I would hold that first finger and keep it flat in anticipation for that D chord. So we're going to go, and then what we're doing here is you want to get that second finger on this second string as well, because what we need to do, third finger has to land straight on that 4th fret, and what we're going to do this time is hammer on that 5th fret with our little finger. Now this is really, really tricky, especially at the tempo of the song. And then what you're going to have to do straight after that, drop that third finger down 1 string. This is a really, really tricky part, so I really cannot stress how important it is to go super slow at the start. So coming out of that run again, drop it down. And then we have another hammer on up after that. Let me play that again, just from the start so you can kind of hear where we're up to. See my pick working at the same time. That was the next part. We're going to put the little finger back on for the D, and even though we're only actually going to play the 2 strings, the A and the D, these 2 strings and our 3rd and 4th finger, and we're going to slide that up 2 frets. Okay, that was, and then we go straight back into that F sharp major. So again from the top. To F sharp major, once again hitting the pick and the 2nd finger on that 2nd string. Coming back out of this, back into it again, same idea. It just kind of repeats. Last one. That's the last one on the F sharp major. We're going. And then we're into our verse. Awesome, guys. So there's the intro to Under the Bridge by Red Hot Chili Peppers. Take your time on that. That takes a long time to really get that down. Lots of practice. Just pick up your guitar every day. Just keep hammering that out. Okay, so next up is the verse. So what we're going to do is we're going to check out the chords that are involved with that one. So this is our first chord. We have E major. Now root note is on our E note on the 7th fret on the A string. So this, remember this chord shape. If the root note's on the A, it's come from an A major shape. A sharp B, C sharp D, D sharp E. There is that. And we're in the key of E major. Okay, we're going to an E major. Now we're going to go straight above that to play a B major. So we're going to go, root note's going to move from the E to the B. And now obviously it's on the E string, we're going to create that E major shape here. We're going to take that up 2 frets and we're going to be playing a C sharp minor. We're going to take this down to G sharp minor to an A major. Those chords again. E major, B, C sharp minor, A sharp minor to an A. Sorry, A flat, G sharp minor to an A major. Now we don't hit that A, that G sharp every time. We go like this. The first time it's E major, B major, C sharp minor, G sharp, A, B, B, C sharp, straight to the A. Okay. Now this chord progression in the key of E is a very, very common chord progression. So E in the key of E is our 1 chord, that's always a major. We're going to a B, which is our 5 chord, always. We're going up 2 frets, we're going to the 6 chord, which is a minor, C sharp minor, and then the A is our major 4 chord. So that chord progression is a 1, 5, 6, 4. That's what we use, that's our scale tone harmony. So, very, very common chord progression, you hear it all the time. And anyway. Sometimes I feel like I don't have a part-time. Sometimes I feel like my only friend is the city I live in, the city of angels. Lonely as I am, together we cry. And we're going to ring out on what we call an E major 7. Now we have our first finger on the 7th fret on the A string, third finger on fret 9 on the 4th string, second finger is going to be on the 8th fret on our 3rd string, and our little fingers on fret 9 also on our 2nd string. So that is E major 7. Let me play that verse again. So one thing I'll also know is when we hit that G sharp, that's when we're going from an 1 to the 5, the 6, minor 3 to the 4 chord. Okay? Sometimes I feel like there is a fair bit of embellishment too, where you get this kind of sound where it's like, sometimes I feel like So he rather than just playing a C sharp minor, he kind of does this like a slidey kind of. I'm not going to talk about it too much, but once it gets into verse 2, it kind of gets a little bit more funky. So. Which I'm not going to go through yet. I just really wanted you to take away from this the bar chords and that scale tone harmony. Beautiful. We're going to check out the chorus. Chorus is going to start on an F sharp minor chord. I don't ever wanna feel. Back to the E major. I don't ever wanna feel. So the F sharp minor is the root note is on the A string, so we're creating our A minor shape here. F sharp minor, back 2 frets to an E major, which we played in our verse. We're going to go all the way up to a B major, and this is also with the root note on the A string. We know that's a B because that would be our A sharp, B. Back to the F sharp minor, and that's pretty much the whole chorus. I don't ever wanna feel like I did that day. Take me to the place I love. Okay, so the strumming in that chorus part, we're going to go, I don't ever wanna feel. We're just going to go 1 and 2 and 3, 4, all downstrokes. We have a few mutes going in there. So on beat 1 is kind of a rest. 1 and, okay? 1 and 2 and 3, 4. So from the F sharp minor to the E. 1 and 2 and 3, 4 up to the B. So we're just going to be going onto the B major chord. By the way, yeah, that's first finger on the 14th fret, third finger flat on the 16th fret across string number 2, 3, and 4. Just down, up, down, up. Remember, you'll notice I'm hitting the top E string, but the way that's getting muted and you're not hearing it is this first finger, not only is it pushing down on our root note B, but it is lightly touching the E string. So we don't hear that when I dig in to play the chord. Same goes for the bottom string. I'm actually muting that with this third finger. I'm kind of just lightly touching it. So you don't have to worry about not hitting certain strings. You can really dig in and let that chord sort of shine out without those excess strings ringing out. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then up, we're going back to that F sharp minor. We have a couple of mutes there. What we're doing is I hold the chord shape onto my left hand still, although I just lightly release the pressure. I don't take the fingers off, I just release them, and so what happens when I put that pressure back on? So that mute is all happening in my left hand here, my fretting hand. So we've got like I did that day to the take me to the I don't ever wanna feel like I did that day. Take me to the place I love. Take me all the way. I don't ever wanna we go back into verse 2. Yeah.
Where are we going now?
It's done.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, so for this song, Under the Bridge, that intro, keep rolling away on that. That's a hard pace, but keep going. Also, I think what's kind of cool is if you start trying to hum along, if you're not confident singing, just try to hum the pitch of those notes, even if it was kind of like a... I mean, even that might be a lot for some people, you know, like trying to get that that singing while you're playing sort of thing. But you can simplify the chords a lot here. You can kind of go, sometimes I, and just break it down. Sometimes I, you start with like one little piece like that. And yeah, you just kind of, you didn't ask me about singing, but I thought I'd chuck it in there anyway.
Oh, I didn't ask you about anything.
But yeah, they're the things to take away.
Oh, that's it?
That's it,
okay.
yeah.
Alright. You want to just play us off into the...
Sure, man, yeah.
Into the end of
Which
the bit?
part do you want to hear?
Just hear it all.
Ooh, messed that up. Don't come to me for lessons. See my spit coming out in these blue lights, hey?